What's something from the early days of the internet which younger generations may not know about? Being offline. Now everyone is online all the time. But going online was an actual limited time thing you went and did, and then when you are done you got offline. Now being online is a permanent state of being. Yep, going on the internet was an actual activity you would do. You have to try to put yourself into a mindset of how you would go about finding things on the internet in the days before popular search engines like Google or social media. Discovery of content ended up being due to word of mouth, ISPs and their services, or finding links from other sites you knew about. I remember a lot of fan pages / fan sites for different things would all have sections of affiliate links to other similar fan pages and sites in a mutual effort to help people discover other similar content. I was thinking about it just the other day. It's crazy how centralized the internet has become. How everything now revolves around a handful of sites. Back in the day going online was basically like going on an adventure. There was no hub. How long it's been since I was recommended a cool website. I remember I had a magazine from like 2000 something where they had a list of the 50 best websites on the web. That whole idea feels so archaic nowadays. That's why it was called surfing. Because you'd go to a site, then catch a link to another, and then to another. It's like you were riding from one to the next, and could end up at a totally unexpected place. It was like falling into a Wikipedia hole, except it was everything. That reminds me of the random site locator. You'd click and it would take you to a random web page, and you could either surf on from there, or go back to the selector to try again. I actually first found Reddit through StumbledOn. And you had to type the website in exactly to get what you wanted, which meant having 30 random, crumpled, torn pieces of paper with long URLs on them in your pockets, your bags, your desk. My mom often brings up a story of her early internet days, how apparently trying to look up Lego sets online for me apparently yielded lesbian porn because she typed in Legos. Yep, even having to type in the HTTPS / before getting to www. I remember when you could finally just type in sitename.com and being mind blown that you could skip the HTTPS / www part. HTTPS. Not at that time lol. There used to be books, the real paper kind, with lists of websites to check out. This was maybe 1995. I don't know anyone who ever bought one. My school library had one. Very helpful. Better than any of the search engines at the time. Internet search before Google was a nightmare. There's a reason Google became what it is today. They made the internet usable. You have to try to put yourself into a mindset of how you would go about finding things on the internet in the days before popular search engines like Google or social media. I remember how we always had to focus on having to write the web address correctly, since if you got it wrong you got nowhere. It's not like now, when you can just write about right and Google will correct you and take you where you want. Perhaps I remember this extra vividly, since I was a young teen living in Norway, so our English wasn't top notch at the time, which made it extra difficult navigating the web. Not to mention the existence of porn and or spam sites that would use a popular URL, but with one letter off, so one wrong letter would cause your screen to fill with a cascade of pop-ups, including ones with porn sounds. I remember being warned not to go to whitehouse.com because that was porn. The real White House site was whitehouse.gov apparently. In the very old days, to send mail you had to explicitly list out all the computers the mail would have to be routed through to get to the destination. Thank you Eric Allman for SendMail. Finally something from the real old days, not 15 years ago. Waiting for an hour for an image to download, line by line. I used to get a lot of reading done because I kept a book at my desk while waiting. You could also see enough of what it was going to be that you could bail when you realized there weren't gonna be boobs. I remember a sex therapist describing the wait as a picture loads, the anticipation, as the draws to internet naughty word. Got that one wrong, didn't she? No, it wasn't my therapist. Experienced that recently when downloading the raw files of the James Webb images. Not an hour old mayo, but 30 seconds is 29.95 seconds too long. Chat rooms. Nowadays, everyone just chats through messengers and social media, but back then, we had to join a website to connect with people online and only could do so a few hours a day as there weren't any flat rates yet. The cool kids hung out on IRC, not chat rooms. I still say IRC was peak social media. IRC was definitely peak internet. Advanced enough that anything was possible through scripting, but texty enough to make you feel like elite hacker. Hunter 2. I remember one of my friends asking me, have you heard of YouTube? And I said no. I can still remember the day my older cousin showed me that website, where anybody can upload videos. The beginning of an era, I guess. Or when it was rumored that Google might buy it, but the concern was about liabilities due to copious amounts of copyrighted material on there. I remember when YouTube was new in 2005. Before that it was just going to random places and downloading videos or getting them in chain emails. I was so upset that you couldn't download YouTube content. That computer speakers could predict phone calls. Bup bup-a-dup bup-a-dup bup. My laptop still does it, and it's from 2019. Nothing has changed in the speakers. It's the cellular technology that changed, so you don't get more RF interference with 3G+. Your phone/carrier still uses 2G I assume, with a fun little jazz beta beeps. You rarely saw username already taken. A/S/L/. Those were the days. Wanna Sibba? Still preferable to unsolicited darn pics. I put on my Band wizard hat.